Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Srikant Gurukul. Here we are with a new video along with the daily current affairs of Vision IAS. In this video, we shall discuss the news of 13th November. The first news regarding there is some recommendation that is released by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is on licensing framework for establishing and operating for satellite earth station gateway. So this is the SCSG. What is this SCSG? It is also known as a gateway hub, and it acts as a bridge between the space-based communication network and the terrestrial communication network, and it houses the equipment that convert the radio frequency signal to an internet protocol signal for terrestrial connectivity. So there are some key recommendation that is made by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. So it separates the SCSG, that is the Satellite Earth Station Gateway license under the Indian Telegraph Act 1885, and service area for it shall be at national level. The licensing shall be at national level, and only the companies that registered under the Companies Act 2013 that shall be eligible to apply for grant of the Satellite Earth Station Gateway license. And this SATCOM, what is the SATCOM? Satellite communication. It refers any communication link that involves the use of an artificial satellite in its propagation path. Okay, this is known as satellite communication or SATCOM. It has two main components. There is ground segment and there is also space segment. In ground segment, it consists of fixed or mobile transmission, reception equipment, and in space segment, it is the satellite itself. SATCOM, the status of SATCOM in India, there are GSAT-10 communication satellite. There is also INSAT 3A. So what are the advantages of this SATCOM or satellite communication? It provides data connectivity in remote location due to its ability for rapid deployment. It enable development and growth in industry sector by augmenting the geographical reach of telecom operators. It is cheaper over long distance telephone transmission, and it is used in global mobile communication, and also in weather forecasting, also in radio TV signal broadcasting. And there are some related news to it. Recently the Telecom Regulatory Authority has also released some recommendation on use of the street furniture from sales and aerial fiber deployment. And what is this street furniture? It refers to the publicly owned structures like utility poles, billboards, lamp posts, traffic signals, public structures like bus stops, etc. These are known as street furniture. And here are some major recommendations of it. Amend the right of way rules 2016 for clarity on street furniture and infrastructure sharing by controlling administrative authorities, and permission exemption for small cell, etc. So these are some recommendation also made by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, that is on use of street furniture for small cells and aerial fiber deployment. And recently there is a recommendation on the licensing framework for establishing and operating for SCSG. SCSG means Satellite Earth Station Gateway. Next topic, that is regarding the report released by the World Meteorological Organization. The first report, that is the State of Global Water Resources 2021, and it assesses the effects of climate. The report assesses the effect of climate, environmental and societal change on Earth's water resources. It also includes the conditions of the stream flow, terrestrial water storage, and selected cryosphere parameters. What is this stream flow? It refers to the volume of water flowing through a river channel at any given time. So this is known as stream flow. And terrestrial water storage, it is the sum of continental water stored in canopies, snow and ice, rivers, lakes, reservoirs, wetlands, soil and groundwater. This is known as terrestrial water storage. And what is the cryosphere? It is the frozen water that is a part of the earth system, such as solid precipitation and snow, sea ice, icebergs, glacier, etc. And what are the key observation of in this report? The observations are with increasing the melting of the glaciers, annual glacier runoff increases at first until a turning point, often called the peak water, it is reached upon which the runoff declines. Okay, and this 74% of the all natural disaster, that is in between the 2001 to 2011, they were water related. So out of all the natural disaster, the 74% natural disasters are were water related in between 2001 and 2018. And recently, as of now, 3.6 billion people, they face inadequate access to water at least a month per year, and it is expected to reach the 5 billion by 2050. And the continued melting of the glacier, that shows a clear trend towards an acceleration of mass loss on multi-decadal timescales. And the report also gave some recommendations. What are the recommendations? It to invest in filling the capacity gap in collecting data at the national level, and it increase sharing the hydrological data at international level between uh, different nations, among nations, and the development of end-to-end drought and flood early warning systems, and working together as global hydrological community on developing annual state of global water resources system. Now let's move to the next topic, that is regarding the GEM, that is a government e-marketplace. Recently, the GEM platform crosses the 1 lakh crore rupees gross merchandise value for the financial year 2022-23. What is this GEM, or the government e-marketplace? It is a one-stop national public procurement portal. So it is a portal, national public procurement portal, which function under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It functions under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and it is the one-stop national public procurement portal. It was launched in 2016 and with an objective to create an open and transparent procurement platform for government buyers. Cumulatively, the government e-marketplace has surpassed 3 lakh crore gross merchandise value since inception. Since 2016, it has surpassed the 3 lakh crore gross merchandise value, but in the financial year 2022-23, it crosses 1 lakh crore rupees. What are the features of the GEM? It facilitates the online procurement of the common use goods services required by the various government departments and organizations, PSU and cooperatives. It is paperless, cashless, contactless platform giving end-to-end solution, promoting the Digital India initiative. And the General Financial Rule 2017 mandates all ministries and departments to procure goods and services available on GEM from GEM. So it is managed by the GEM Special Purpose Vehicle. GEM Special Purpose, it is a 100% government owned and Section 8 company. What is the significance of this platform? It enhances transparency, efficiency, speed in public procurement. It facilitates online procurement of common use of goods and services required by the government department, and it up-to-date user-friendly dashboard for buying, monitoring supplies and payments, and it also provides tools of e-bidding, reverse e-auction, etc. to facilitate users to achieve the best value of their money. Next topic, that is Niti Aayog launches the carbon capture, utilization and storage policy framework and its deployment mechanism in India. Recently, the Niti Aayog launches a policy framework that is known as carbon capture, utilization and storage policy. So the framework, it aims to develop and implement a practicable framework to accelerate research and development on carbon capture, utilization and storage in India. So It explores the importance of the CCUSC as an emission reduction strategy to achieve the deep decarbonization from hard to abate sector like steel, cement, etc. So this carbon capture, utilization and storage framework, it encompasses a technology to remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, followed by recycling the carbon dioxide, both to remove the carbon dioxide from atmosphere and also to recycle the carbon dioxide for utilization, and determining the safe and permanent storage options. What is the need of this framework? Because India is the third largest emitter of the carbon dioxide, and this framework will help the country to halve the carbon dioxide emissions by 2050 and to achieve the net zero by 2017, which was in one of the India's commitment in the COP26. It convert captured carbon dioxide to green urea, building materials, and thus contributing to the circular economy. It ensures the sustainable development and growth in India, and particularly for the production of the clean products and energy. Totally, the sustainable development and to contribute to the circular economy. What are the recommendations of this framework? So these policies should be carbon credits or incentives based to promote the CCUS sector through tax and cash credits, and to it recommend to set up a national decarbonization fund for transition of the Indian industry to a low carbon economy, and to protect communities affected by the climate change by ensuring distribution of the economic value created by the CCUS. Now next topic, that is regarding the UNDP to help the waste segregation workers assess government schemes. Under this scheme, the UNDP will distribute Jan Dhan account kits to waste pickers or the Safai Sathis. So it will bring financial inclusion of the Safai Sathis or the waste segregation workers by moving them into formal economy through access to the government welfare programs, that is from informal economy to formal economy. It facilitated through UNDP's plastics waste management program. So now let's read about this program. The objective of the program is to help to move the waste management from informal to formal, to move the waste management from informal economy to formal economy. In India, it is launched in partnership with the private organization like HDFC Bank, HUL, to develop a sustainable model for the plastic waste management and move towards a circular economy. So it is also includes establishment of the Swachhta Kendra or material recovery center, and improved socio-economic conditions of the Safai Sathis. So far, it has collected roughly 1,38,000 metric tons for plastic waste. And what is the need of for the program? So as per the UNDP survey, nearly 70% of the Safai Sathis come from the socially backward groups, and over 60% have no formal education. They are illiterate. Also, only 21% they reported access to the Jan Dhan Yojana account. That means only the 25% they are in the financial. They have witnessed the financial inclusion. India generates 15 million tons of plastic waste every year, but only a fourth of it is recycled. Now let's move next news. Recently, the server of the AIMS are hacked for 7th day in a row after the ransomware attack damaged the hospital's online operation. So it is feared that the data of the 3 to 4% could have been compromised. Recently, there is a server of the AIMS was hacked, and for the seventh day, for last 7 days, the server has been hacked. An FIR is initiated under the section 385 IPC for extortion and section 66 and 66F of Information Technology Act for cyber terrorism. And it is suspected that the hackers are from China or North Korea. And what is this ransomware? It is a type of malware which block access to the systems or encrypts the data. So what are the ransomware trends in India? According to the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, that is 13, India witnessed a 51% rise in ransomware incident in the first half of the financial year 2022, and this was largely due to the ransom like Jew and Phobos and Hive. Is there? And in term sectors, the IT industry was mostly affected, followed by the manufacturing industry and finance industry. The most affected industry is IT industry, then the manufacturing industry, then the finance industry. What are the mechanisms to deal such cyber attacks? There is a National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, that is for taking all measures to protect the cyber attacks. And the 13 for responding to the computer security incidents, and there is also a National Cyber Security Coordinator to coordinate with different agencies, and we have also National Cyber Security Policy 2013. And here are some given some types of ransomware. There are four type of ransomware: locker ransomware, crypto ransomware, double extortion ransomware, ransomware as a service. What is the locker ransomware? It blocks the basic computer functions. And the crypto ransom, it encrypts files on computer and demands a ransom from the victim in exchange for decryption key. And the double extortion ransom, it encrypts files and exports data to blackmail victims into paying a ransom. And the ransomware as a service, it is a subscription based model enabling affiliates to use the already developed ransomware tools for the ransomware attacks. And here are some small news. The first news, that is the in-camera proceedings. Supreme Court recently rejected a plea for in-camera hearing in a rape case. So in-camera proceedings, they are private and unlike the open court proceedings, and these are conducted as per the court's discretion in sensitive matters to ensure protection and privacy of the parties involved. And that's why due to the privacy issue, the Supreme Court rejected the plea. Proceedings are held through video conferencing or in closed chambers, and public or press are excluded. These are conducted family courts and in cases of matrimonial diseases, including judicial separation and covenant. It also conducted during the deposition of witness of terrorist activities as per the court's discretion to protect them and maintain national security. Next news, that is regarding the Goods Trade Barometer Index. What is this Goods Trade Barometer Index? It is a composite leading indicator. So the WTO's Good Trade Barometer Index, it is a composite leading indicator for world trade, providing real-time information on merchandise trade trajectory relative to recent trade. So recently the World Trade Organization Good Trade Barometer, it hints towards the slowing of trade growth in the rest of the 2022 and into 2023. There is a below trend growth. So its baseline value is 100, and a value that is greater than 100 is suggested always above trend growth, while a value below 100, that indicates the below trend growth. And the current index is reading the 96.2, that means it is showing below 100, and it indicates the below trend growth. And next news, that is regarding the aircraft leasing. So recently government allowed the Indian Airlines to take wide body aircraft on wet lease for up to 1 year. So what is wet lease, dry lease and damp lease? So wet lease, it refers to the renting of the plane along with operating the crew and engineers. So including the operating crew and engineers renting the plane, that is known as wet lease. In technical term, wet leasing is called SCMI, that means aircraft, crew, maintenance and insurance. And what is dry lease? When the airline leases only the vehicle, not the operating crew or not the engineers. Damp lease, it is the middle between the wet lease and dry lease, and where an airline that wet leases a plane but uses its own cabin crew, it means it is damp lease. Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union. So what is this union? It was established in 1964 and it is a not-for-profit, non-government, non-political professional association. It promotes the collective interest of televisions and radio broadcasts as well as key industry players and facilitate regional and international media cooperation. It has covered 250 members in 70 countries. The PESO, that is a Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. The government has exempted ISRO from getting node for use storage of solid propellant for space rockets. Earlier it was required to take the license from the PESO and now it is exempted. PESO, it is formerly known as the Department of the Explosive and its headquarters is in Nagpur. It is a nodal agency for the regulating the safety hazardous substances such as explosives, compressed gas, petroleum under the Explosive Act, that is 1884, and the Petroleum Act, that is 1934, and related rules. So it is an arm of the Department of the Promotion Industry and Internal Trade, that is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Next news, that is spatial maps to assess droughts and floods. ICRISAT and Asian Development Bank, ICRISAT and Asian Development Bank, they developed a high resolution spatial maps for the farmland mapping for insurance claims, and the map that will cover South Asia, home to 1.9 billion people and 230 million hectares of net cropped area. And the spatial map, it assesses the impact of the floods and droughts. International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, that is ICRISAT, it is a non-profit, non-political organization that conducts agricultural research for development in the drylands of Asia and the sub-Saharan Africa. That is the drylands of the Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. Then Jaipur ground gecko. What is the Jaipur ground gecko? It has been included in the appendix 2 of the CITES, and this reptile is endemic to India. It is found in the Eastern Ghats and is known as the known to be present. So it is found in the Eastern Ghats and it is known to be present in the southern Odisha and northern Andhra Pradesh, and threats habitat loss, poaching of the for domestic and international trade. Its IUCN status is endangered and it is not protected under the Wildlife Protection Act of the 1972, and it is also known as Cytodactylus jaipurensis. Next, zombie virus. So zombie virus, it is a virus emerged due to the thawing of permafrost as global temperature is rising. So researchers recently examined the ancient viruses samples collected from the permafrost in the Siberian region of Russia, and the oldest virus, that is 48,500 years old, that is called the Pandora virus Yedoma. So this Pandora virus, it was discovered below the bottom of a lake in Yukechi Alas in Yakutia, that is in Russia, and it has the potential to be infectious and hence pose a health danger after reaching live cultures. Then Incovac. So what is this Incovac? It is the world's first intranasal vaccine that is manufactured by the Bharat Biotech. It received approval for the COVID booster doses from Drugs Controller General of India. So it is a recombinant replication deficient adenovirus vector vaccine. So it is a nuclear replicating DNA virus with a linear double standard genome. And COVID Surakha program of a department of the biotechnology that help a partially finance product development and clinical trials of this vaccine. Mariner 4, so it is the first spacecraft that undertook the first flyby of Mars, becoming the first ever spacecraft to take close-up photographs of another planet. It was launched by NASA in 1964. So Mariner 4, its day of launch is commemorated as Red Planet Day because it is the first ever spacecraft to take the close-up photograph of Mars. Mariner 4, it is also known as the launch of day of launch is known as the Red Planet Day. Then Sibeliuk volcano. So recently the scientists predicted that Sibeliuk volcano in Russia's far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula is gearing up for its powerful eruption in 15 years. And this Sibeliuk volcano is one of the largest and most active volcanoes in Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. Kamchatka, what is this Kamchatka? It is a home to 29 active volcanoes. It is a part of the vast belt of the earth known as the Ring of Fire. It is a part of Ring of Fire which circles the Pacific Ocean. It is prone to the eruptions and frequent earthquakes. Then exercise Summoner 2022. It is an annual joint humanitarian assistance disaster relief exercise conducted by the Indian Air Force and representatives from the Asian country. So it is an annual joint humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. This is it for this session. If you like the video, kindly like, share and subscribe our channel for more such videos. Thank you.